Hello friends, the topic for today's video lecture is sugar and sugar products. Sugars are pure carbohydrates which provide only energy to our body. They are the most rapidly available source of calories for our body. Now let us begin with the lecture. Talking about sugars, sweeteners have been used for food since prehistoric times, probably beginning with the discovery of honey. Desire for sweet taste is inherent in every individual. Sugar and jaggery are used in beverages and other foods to increase palatability. Palatability से मतलब है कि खाना और भी ज़्यादा खाने लायक बन जाता है. Sugars are found in foods as natural constituents such as in fruits, honey, and dairy products. Sometimes they are also intentionally added during processing to improve the flavor and palatability of the foods. When we talk of sugar, we usually imply two monosaccharides, mainly fructose and glucose, and disaccharides, that is sucrose, lactose, and maltose. Talking about monosaccharides in a more chemical term, they contain only one molecule of sugar. Disaccharide contains two molecules of or two units of sugar. The most common disaccharide which we use on a daily basis is sucrose, which we call as sugar or table sugar in our daily life. The next most important disaccharide is lactose, which is only present in milk and milk products. Lactose is made by combining two monosaccharides, mainly glucose and galactose. Now let us discuss the nutritive value of sugars. आइए अब शुगर के पोषण मूल्य को समझें. शुगर्स प्रोवाइड ओनली एनर्जी टू आवर बॉडी. शुगर हमारे शरीर को सिर्फ कैलोरी प्रोवाइड करते हैं. Therefore, foods that contain relatively large amount of sugars generally have a low nutrient density, proportionately less protein, minerals and vitamins. इसका मतलब है जिस भी खाने की चीज़ में शुगर की मात्रा ज़्यादा होगी बाकी चीज़ों के कंपैरिजन में, तो उसके अंदर दूसरे न्यूट्रिएंट जैसे कि प्रोटीन, मिनरल और विटामिन्स कम पाए जाएंगे. In the given table, you can see the approximate energy value, carbohydrate value, and calcium value of sugar, jaggery, and honey. In sugars, 100 grams of sugar provide almost 398 kilocalories. Jaggery provides 383 kilocalories, whereas honey provides 319 kilocalories. The percentage of calcium present is extremely low and carbohydrate content is very high. Now we are going to discuss the basic properties shown by sugars. The first one is solubility. In the natural state of foods, sugars are in solution. That is, they are dissolved in water. Crystallization of sugar occur from a sufficiently concentrated sugar solution, and use of this is made in commercial production of sugar from sugarcane and beets. The most soluble sugar is fructose, followed by sucrose and lactose. The sugar that is most soluble, such as fructose, is most difficult to crystallize than the least soluble sugar, lactose. The next property is absorption of moisture. Sugars are hygroscopic in nature, that is, they easily get dissolved in water. Fructose, they absorb a lot of moisture very easily. Fructose is most hygroscopic than other sugars. Cake made with honey, molasses remain moist for a long time, and the reason for this is that honey contains a high percentage of fructose in them. The next property is fermentation. Most sugars except lactose may be fermented by yeast to produce carbon dioxide gas and alcohol. This is an important reaction in bread making and other baked products. The carbon dioxide leavens the product and alcohol volatilizes during baking, and this results in a product which has a lot of air and is spongy in nature. The next property is acid hydrolysis. Sucrose is easily hydrolyzed by acid, but maltose and lactose are slowly acted on. The end product of sucrose hydrolysis is a mixture of glucose and fructose. This mixture is commonly called as invert sugar. The monosaccharides are not appreciably affected by acids, and heat accelerates the action of acid. अगर हम शुगर को गर्म करेंगे और फिर उसमें एसिड डालेंगे तो रिएक्शन और तेज़ी से बढ़ेगा. एसिड का रिएक्शन मोनोसैकेराइड पे ज़्यादा नहीं होता है और ये सबसे ज़्यादा डाइसैकेराइड्स पे रिएक्ट करता है. Continuing with properties, the next property is enzyme hydrolysis. The enzyme sucrose, also called invertase, is used in candy industry to hydrolyze some of the sucrose in cream fondant to produce its monosaccharide, that is fructose and glucose. This is done to produce soft semi-fluid centers in chocolates. The enzyme is commonly added to the fondant layer around the fruit in chocolate coated cherries. The next property is melting point and decomposition by heat. With the application of sufficient dry heat, sugar melts or changes to a liquid state, and heating beyond the melting point brings about a number of decompositional changes. As sucrose melts around 160 degrees Celsius, a clear liquid forms that gradually changes to a brown color with continued heating. At about 170 degrees Celsius, caramelization occurs with the development of a characteristic caramel flavor along with brown color. अगर हम शुगर को हीट करेंगे, उस पर सूखी गर्मी उसको देंगे, तो पहले तो वो एक लिक्विड में चेंज हो जाएगी और फिर धीरे धीरे वो एक सख्त कैरेमल में चेंज हो जाएगी जिसका हल्का भूरा रंग होता है. फ्रक्टोज caramelizes at 110 degrees Celsius and maltose caramelizes at about 180 degrees Celsius, whereas galactose caramelizes at 170 degrees Celsius. Talking about the sweetness of the sugars, lactose is the least sweet, followed by maltose, galactose, glucose, and sucrose, with fructose being the most sweet of them all. A maximum sweetness from fructose is most likely to be achieved when it is used slightly with acid, cold foods, and in beverages. अगर हम सारी शुगर्स को देखें तो फ्रक्टोज सबसे ज़्यादा मीठी होती है टेस्ट में, और लैक्टोज जो कि दूध में पाई जाती है वो सबसे कम मीठी होती है अगर हम टेस्ट की या स्वीटनेस की बात करें तो. Now let us discuss some of the most commonly used sugar related products. First one is sucrose. It is the sugar most people identify with the term sugar or sweetness. It occurs naturally as a component of carbohydrate in every fruit and vegetable. It is a product of photosynthesis and occurs in greatest quantities. The next one is glucose. It is a natural sugar commonly called as dextrose in confectionery industry. Honey and fruits also contain glucose. The source of glucose for commercial manufacture is starch. The next is fructose, also known as fruit sugar. It is a hexose monosaccharide, means it is a 6 carbon containing single unit of sugar molecule. It is natural sugar. It is the sweetest of all and it is more sweeter than sucrose. The richest sources of fructose is honey and ripe fruits. पके हुए फलों में फ्रक्टोज सबसे अधिक मात्रा में पाई जाती है, शहद में भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा पाई जाती है. It is used in confectionery to produce sweetness, flavor and color. कैंडी मेकिंग इंडस्ट्री के अंदर फ्रक्टोज का काफ़ी ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल किया जाता है मिठास, एक स्वाद और कलर को लाने के लिए. द नेक्स्ट इज डेक्सट्रोज सिरप. The manufacture of dextrose from starch is a multi-enzyme process. The carbohydrate composition of dextrose syrup is 94 to 98% glucose, 1 to 3% maltose, and 1 to 2% higher saccharide. The next is corn syrup. It contains 75% of carbohydrate and 25% of water. Continuing with sugar related products, the next product is high fructose corn syrup. It is manufactured from cornstarch by enzymatic isomerization. The enzyme used are alpha amylase, glucoamylase, and glucose isomerase. High fructose corn syrup is sweeter than sucrose. It is useful in baked products and in cooking. It enhances citrus flavor of fruit products used in कोला बेवरेजेस. ये एक खट्टापन पैदा करते हैं जब इनको यूजुअली कोल्ड ड्रिंक्स में इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. हाई फ्रक्टोज कॉर्न सिरप इज मार्केटेड in three types: 42%, 55%, and 90% fructose with the following composition. First is fructose 42 to 90%, glucose 52 to 9%, and other sugars 6 to 1%. High fructose corn syrup is superior to sugar that at a given concentration. The next is isomalt. It is derived from beet sugar and is said to be similar to sugar in sweetness, taste, and technological properties. Isomalt give body and texture to foods unlike the artificial sweeteners aspartame and saccharin. It is less hygroscopic and the product shelf life is much better. The next and one of the most commonly used sugar related product is honey. Honey contains about 17% water and 82% carbohydrate with small amounts of minerals, vitamins and enzymes. अगर हम हनी की कॉम्पोजिशन की बात करें तो उसमें 17% पानी पाया जाता है, 82.5% कार्बोहाइड्रेट पाया जाता है और कुछ मात्रा में विटामिन्स और खनिज लवण यानी कि मिनरल्स भी प्रेजेंट होते हैं. The color of honey may vary from white to dark amber. The color of fresh honey is related to its mineral content and it is characteristic of its flower as its source. The next and one of the most commonly used sugar product mainly in the Indian cookery is jaggery, जिसे हम गुड़ भी कहते हैं. Jaggery is mainly obtained from sugarcane, though it can also be prepared from palm, date palm and coconut. Generally, good quality jaggery has a light color, good flavor, hardness and crystalline structure. It also has good keeping quality. It contains 65 to 85% sucrose and 2.5% ash and rest is invert sugar. Jaggery is peculiar to Indian cookery. It is not easily crystallized because the invert sugar content is low. It is specially used as a binder in preparation of dishes such as chikki, puffed rice balls, groundnut laddus, etc. Jaggery is preferred to sugar because it is rich in iron, gives color and has a typical flavor, gives body and thickness to the dish and is also less expensive as compared to other sugar products. Now we are going to talk about one of the most important processes which occur in sugars, that is crystallization. A crystal is composed of slowly packed molecules arranged in a pattern. Crystallization occurs only if the solution is supersaturated, that means it contains high amount of solute in the solvent. The size of crystal produced will depend on the rate of formation of nuclei about which crystals grow and the rate of growth of crystals around the nuclei. If only one or two nuclei are formed, the size of crystal produced will be large. But if the rate of formation of nuclei is very rapid, many small crystals will form Both the rate of crystallization and rate of nuclei formation are modified by many factors. Some of the main factors which affect the process of crystallization are: number 1, nature of crystallizing substance. Some sugars like glucose do not have the ability to produce very large crystals. Rather, they produce nuclei rapidly and hence producing smaller but large number of crystals. Next is concentration of solution. Fairly large amount of sugar dissolve easily in water. The higher the temperature of water, greater the amount of sugar that will dissolve in it. Maltose and glucose are less soluble than sucrose, hence, when syrup containing a large proportion of maltose and glucose are used, more water must be added to dissolve them and to make the process of crystallization easier. The next factor is agitation and stirring. Agitation favors the formation of finer crystals than are produced spontaneously. Stirring brings the supersaturated solution in contact with each crystal. It is important to stir crystalline candy not only until crystallization starts but until it is complete. The next factor which affects the process of crystallization is impurities. Impurities that may be deposited on the crystal reduce the growth of crystal. Hence, it is very important that solute and solvent both are extremely pure. The presence of glucose interferes with crystallization of sucrose. That means one sugar can act as an impurity in making crystals of another sugar. The last factor is addition of acids. An acid ingredient like cream of tartar, lemon juice, or vinegar may be added to hasten the process of crystallization. Boiled sugar solutions may be treated to produce crystalline or non crystalline candies. All these factors sometimes causes various changes in the process of crystallization and affect the type, quantity and shape of crystals that are to be produced. In this diagrammatic representation, you can see the steps in the process of crystallization. In step 1, an impure solid is dissolved in the solvent. In the case of sugar, sugar is dissolved mostly in water. To make the process of dissolving more faster and easier, the solution is heated. When the solution is heated and more sugar cannot be dissolved, it is allowed to cool down and pure crystals start to appear at the bottom of the pan. And after cooling, the cold solution is poured and is filtered and crystals can be separated. Talking about the role of sugar in cookery, it is used as a sweetening agent in ice creams, beverages like tea, coffee, cocoa, milkshakes, sherbets, and in sweets. It lowers the freezing point, which is important in making ice creams. It is used in form of syrup, जिसको हम चाशनी भी कहते हैं, in preparation of sweet dishes like gulab jamun and rasgulla. Caramel sugar is used in pudding to improve color and flavor and to give that goldeny brown color. In high concentration, it prevents the growth of microorganisms. This principle is used in preserving jams and jellies. In jams and jellies, the amount of sugar is almost equal to the amount of fruit juices which is used. It is used in making bread to increase the fermentation of yeast. It helps in improving the texture of cake and confectionery. It improves color and antioxidant activity by Maillard reaction. Maillard reaction we have already discussed in the chapter cereal and cereal products. Maillard reaction basically is non-enzymatic browning in which sugar reacts with the protein present in a particular dish and produces a brown color when heated. Now let's talk about artificial sweeteners. The first category which we are going to discuss are low calorie sweeteners. Number 1 is polyols. Polyols though occur In nature, they are synthesized on industrial scale from easily accessible carbohydrates such as starch, sucrose, glucose, etc. They are generally heat stable and do not take part in Maillard type browning reactions. Chemically, sugar alcohols are hydrogenated mono and disaccharides. Polyols may give a particular advantage with regard to diet control and dental health. They are less sweeter and 50% of the energy of polyols is available to human body. The average calorie value obtained from polyols is 2.5 kilocalories per gram, which is almost half than that of sugars. The next is A-sulfame K. It is a synthetic derivative of acetoacetic acid and is readily soluble in water. A-sulfame K is heat stable and hence can be used in cooked and baked products. In preparations like baked custard, half the amount of sugar can be substituted with acyl sulfame K without changing the acceptability. The next is aspartame. It is made by combining two amino acids, aspartic acid and phenylalanine. Since aspartame cannot be utilized by the body, the calorie value is insignificant. It has a sweetness potency of 180 to 200 times that of sucrose. According to Joint Committee of FAO-WHO, aspartame allowed daily intake is 40 milligrams per kg body weight. The next is saccharin. It is sodium orthobenzene sulfoamide or calcium salt. It is 300 times sweeter than sucrose and it is stable in a wide variety of products under extreme conditions. According to Food Safety Standards Act in 2006, not more than 100 parts per million of saccharin may be used. According to Joint Committee of FAO-WHO, daily allowed intake of saccharin is only about 2.5 milligrams per kg of body weight. It is 300 times sweeter than sucrose. Next is sucralose. It is white crystalline solid produced by selective addition of chlorine atoms to sucrose. It is 600 times sweeter than sugar with no bitter aftertaste, which is a great property. It is very much soluble in water and stable at high temperature, therefore can be used in baked products. It is calorie free and does not affect blood sugar levels. The next category which we are going to discuss is non-calorie sweeteners. The first is cyclamate. It is 30 times sweeter than sucrose. It tastes much like sugar and is heat stable. It was banned following a report that some rats receiving very large doses have developed tumors of urinary bladder. The next is allitame. Allitame is a dipeptide based amide and has a sweet taste similar to sugar. It is more than 2000 times sweeter than sucrose. The next is stevia. It is a natural sweetener. Botanically, it is known as Stevia rebandyiana. It is a sweet herb and it is 300 times sweeter than sucrose. All cooked and baked food items like puddings and desserts can be sweetened only with very small amount of stevia leaf powder as compared to table sugar. 50 grams of stevia powder is approximately equal to 1000 grams of cane sugar. If we talk from a nutritional point of view, it is always advisable to reduce your sugar intake rather than switching to artificial sweeteners, since a lot of research is still in the upcoming years will show what are the actual reactions of artificial sweeteners in our body. Now coming towards the end of this video lecture, here are few important questions which will help you in preparation of this topic for your upcoming exams. The questions are: write a short note on various types of sugars available in market. Give various uses of sugar in food preparation. How does crystallization of sugar takes place? Explain the factors affecting crystallization. Compare the sweetness of different sugars. Write short note on artificial sweeteners. List any 3 recipes where jaggery is used. I hope this lecture was useful for you. Thank you and all the best for your future exams.